Question number 6, Sue Kedgley. Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. I've called Sue Kedgley.
A question
Order.
for the...
I've called Sue Kedgley.
Thank you. A question for the Minister for the Environment. Does he think the public should be consulted about the location of cell phone towers in their community before they are put up?
The Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for the Environment, I'm advised if a proposal does not comply with the National Environmental Standard for Telecommunications Facilities, then public consultation is required. It is good practice to consult, and this is encouraged by the Ministry for the Environment's guidelines.
Sue Kedgley.
Does he think it is fair and democratic that cell phone masts and other equipment can be put up on telephone poles right next to people's homes and schools and play schools and centres as of right without any consultation or consent, as is happening in Eastbourne, New Plymouth, Manukau, Nelson, Auckland and elsewhere around New Zealand, and if so, why?
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for the Environment, if a proposal does comply with the National Environmental Standard for Telecommunications Facilities, then public consultation is not required.
Sue Kedgley.
Is he aware that the decision to allow cell phone masts and other antennae and so forth to be constructed on telephone poles in the community without any consultation, even though they will inevitably lower the property values of nearby homes and may affect people's health, is causing distress, anger and protests around New Zealand? And will he therefore urgently review the National Environmental Standard so that telcos are required to consult with local residents before constructing cell phone masts next to people's homes, schools and preschools?
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Environment, as I said earlier on, it is good practice to consult, and certainly the Ministry for the Environment's guidelines indicate that consultation is best practice. The Minister of Health and I are advised that there is an interagency committee that reports to us if there is reasonable suspicion of health hazards associated with radio frequencies. To date, the committee has advised that recent research programs have found no evidence to confirm suggestions that there may be health effects from exposure to levels of radio frequency that are well below those allowed in New Zealand.
Sue Kedgley.
Supplementary. Is he and his colleague, the Minister of Health, aware of recent international research which suggests that electromagnetic radiation may affect people's health even at low chronic levels of exposure way below that which is permitted by the New Zealand standard? And does he agree that we should therefore be taking a precautionary approach and keep cell phone towers and masts at a reasonable distance from homes, schools and play centres?
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for the Environment, New Zealand does take a precautionary approach already. And New Zealand's cell phone towers emit around 1% of what is deemed a safe level.
Sue Kedgley.
Is he aware that according to the Howick Times, the Prime Minister told the Mayor of Manukau, Len Brown, that he would recommend to Cabinet a review of the National Environmental Standard for Telecommunication Facilities, particularly the lack of consultation? And can he tell me how far the Prime Minister's review has progressed?
The Honourable Tony Ryall.
On behalf of the Minister of the Environment, the Howick Times is not on my reading list currently, but I've no reason to believe it is not a timely and suitable. So the Howick and Pakuranga Times. Apparently, yes, I have actually read the Howick and Pakuranga Times from time to time, and what I can say is that it is good practice for telecommunication companies to consult, and that is certainly the indications given by the Ministry for the Environment.
Point of order, Sue Kedgley.
I did ask a very specific question of how far the Prime Minister's review had progressed, and I would be grateful if he could seek to address that question.
I appreciate the honourable member's point, but had she just asked that, that might have been easier to extract an answer. But if she reflects back, she asked a whole lot more prior to that part of the question, and the minister focused on that part of the supplementary. Point of order, Sue Kedgley.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I seek leave to table a number of documents relating to my question. The first is a transcript of an item on One News last night where an Auckland resident, Rowan Hegley, is blocking access to a power pole outside his house in protest.
Order. The honourable member obviously mustn't have been in the House when, during my ruling earlier on today, I made it very clear that seeking leave to table recent media articles is not something that is supported. However, if she is seeking leave to do it, and I'll put the leave is sought to table that media article from yesterday. Is there any objection? Yes. There is objection.
A point of order.
Sue Kedgley.
In this case, I seek leave to table an email, a copy of which was sent to me from Fiona Jeffcoat, who's pointing out that she has 8 cell phone antennae next to her home, and she's worried about her child, and there's plans for another additional 3 cell towers.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
This is a copy of the 8 cell phone antennae that are next to her house. I seek leave to table another email. This one is from Paul Minchin of New Plymouth, pointing out that Vodafone is about to erect a tower in our neighbourhood in New Plymouth, right in a residential neighbourhood surrounded by hundreds of houses.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
I seek leave to table an email from Sarah Ryall inviting me to a public meeting in Point Chevalier to protest the erection of a cell phone tower right outside several homes in Point Chevalier.
Leave is sought to table an invitation to the member to attend a protest meeting. Is there any objection to that being tabled? There is objection.
And one final one, I seek leave to table one from Jeremy Lovell-Smith of Eastbourne. He is protesting the fact that Vodafone is about to construct a cell phone tower across the road from their house without their consent.
Leave is sought to table that email. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question.
Sorry.
Point of order, Sue Kedgley.
I seek leave to table the bioinitiatives report by a working group of international scientists who conclude that the existing standards for public safety around electromagnetic radiation are inadequate to protect public health.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.